All right, guys, well, I'm back today with an overview of one of my absolute favorite high-value first focal plane 1-6 LPVOs under 150 right now on the market, the brand new Monstrum Tactical Beast. And as the name implies, this thing is a beast when it comes to specs and features, but at a great price point. The MSRP is $180, and you know how I do. We negotiated a discount specifically for my viewers to drop the price below $150, and that includes the optic, the mount, the PIC adapter cap, so you can attach some type of micro optic on the top, and then you're going to get the included throw lever. So a really nice complete package right out of the box, ready to go for sub 150. Now, a first focal plane optic allows the reticle to get larger and smaller throughout the zoom settings, making the bullet drop compensation effective at every level. But sometimes, a lot of times, first focal plane optics will have their limitations with their reticle at either the 1 power setting or the 6 power setting. Monstrum has done some pretty amazing stuff to address it in all three reticle choices, but we'll talk a little bit more about those in a second. Before we talk about the specs and features and performance, I want to give a huge shout out to AAC Ammo for always helping out the channel and sponsoring this video by sending out the ammo. I've been running a lot of their standard 55 grain 5.56, but also their new Saber Black Tape 62 grain, and this has been running absolutely great. And it is a tack driver down at the range. So you can check out some of the full reviews on the channel. But again, a huge shout out to AAC for always helping out and sponsoring with these videos. It'd be really difficult to continue to make videos without their support. But let's get back into the optic. We've already talked about what comes in the box, but let's talk about the general specs and features. 30mm tube, integrated throw lever, and that zoom knob is incredibly smooth. Not overly loose though, but just super smooth. In the past, some of the original Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 3 Monstrums had a little bit stiffer throw lever than I would like to see. This one is just ultra smooth, and it feels very good quality. And speaking of feeling like a really good quality optic, the fit and finish is spectacular on this optic. It also has a really nice adjustable diopter on the back, and the turrets are a dramatic improvement over some previous models. Really nice texturing and knurling, large letters, audible and tactile clicks that feel crisp, like you feel like you're getting a premium locking turret, because you are. I mean, those audible, listen, that is something you find on at least a $300-400 optic, but we are talking again sub 150 after the discounts, and it's an illuminated reticle. We'll talk a little bit more about the illumination at the reticle portion of this video. Now, you can put this cap either on the rear cap or the front cap. I chose the front cap, and you can actually clear the top of the optic and utilize that right there. So you can take some shots close up utilizing the red dot on the top, and then quickly drop to the bottom to take distance shots. But the thing I like about this particular optic is the fact that the 1 power setting and the 6 power setting are both incredibly usable on this optic. So let's talk a little bit about those reticle selections, and then we'll talk about its performance down at the range. The first reticle selection I want to discuss is the CM8 MOA reticle system. This one tends to be a little bit harder to use at the 1 power setting because it does get very fine, yet it is still very usable. The illumination on the 1 power setting with the CM8 reticle system is not necessarily in-field daytime bright, but when you get inside your home for personal defense or on a dusk or cloudy day, it is incredibly bright. The brightness is actually pretty darn good at the 1 power setting. Now, as you zoom through the reticle selection past the 2 or 3, that reticle actually does become daytime bright because the reticle gets large enough to accumulate enough light from the LED emitter to allow you to actually see it during the day in a wide variety of situations. So if you're shooting on a black backdrop, this works out great. Also, as you zoom in, I feel like this is the most usable and versatile at the longer setting. So if you tend to be shooting more at a distance, this is going to be a great reticle selection for you because it's got a chevron aiming point, which is a really nice infinity aiming point. And this is the reticle that you saw with the intro of the video. Now, the next reticles are actually some of my favorite jack-of-all-trades reticles, the Morpheus MOA and the Morpheus Mill. These are a circle dot reticle system that I've kind of showed you guys in the past that are very usable and daytime bright at the 1 power setting, yet when you zoom in, it kind of transforms into a Christmas tree style reticle with crosshairs in the center and duplex leader lines, allowing you to make accurate shots at a distance. If I were buying just one optic and I was trying to get a true jack-of-all-trades Trades optic. The Morpheus MOA and the Morpheus Mill are my absolute favorite reticles. I kind of tend to lean towards the Morpheus Mill because that's just what I've used a lot on this channel in the past, and that's what I've grown familiar with. But that CM8 reticle system is absolutely awesome as well. And if you tend to be shooting more at 50 yards and out, that's the reticle selection that I would recommend. But it's cool because Monstrum gives you all three options that are incredibly usable at the 1 power and the 6 power. And to find something like that on an optic that costs this much is great, especially with the 3 reticle selections. That's what I love about Monstrum. They are expanding the reticle lineup. The glass on this is very clear, comparable to $300 and $400 optics all day long, hands down, no questions asked. The eye box and eye relief, meaning how far left, right, up, and down, is insanely forgiving. Again, equivalent to much more expensive optics. In fact, I've had some circle dot first focal plane 1-6s and 1-8s on the channel that have cost $700 and $800, and the eye box and eye relief is not going to be as good on those as this one. Granted, the glass clarity is much better, so you have to give and take. Now, this is not going to be the end-all be-all of first focal plane optics. I obviously love my EOTech Voodoo and my Trijicon Credo. Those are great optics, but they are right around the $1,000 even more. So to get a very good performing optic, a sub 150 with all these specs and features, glass quality, daytime bright illumination on most of the reticle systems, this is absolutely awesome, especially with the quality turrets and the ability to add a red dot on the top just included in the box. This is a great optic. I've fallen in love with it. You're going to see this continue to be used on the channel time and time again. It'll switch platforms right now to something else, and I'll continue to test it and update you guys on its performance. But this is a winner in my opinion, and what I'm considering one of my favorite first focal plane 1-6 LPVOs in the market right now, especially one of the most versatile under 150. Check that description below for all the info you need. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Monstrum for sending this out to the channel. Thanks to AAC for always supporting the channel. Have a good one.